Good day. Muse in Medicine here. I received a question about negative energies. So how do I get rid of negative energies? This is a huge question, and it's, as always, different for every person. The first thing that comes to mind is perception. So we are always given perceptions growing up. So depending on how you were raised, different things can be negative. When I have seen, for instance, the idea of demons or possessions in clinic, in these spaces where people come to be healed or someone thinks they've been possessed, it only happens in people who believe they can be possessed. So for instance, you're not going to see a Buddha come in who's been possessed by a demon. You're not going to see someone who's raised Buddhist being possessed by a demon. You're generally going to see super duper staunch Catholics or Christians who get those kinds of energies stuck to them or expressed through them. So a lot of it is belief systems. So whenever you're thinking to yourself, like, there are negative energies around me or I feel negative, it is paramount to ask yourself, how is this negative? Where is it coming from? Am I perceiving it as negative? Are other people perceiving this as negative through me? Feeling like there's something negative around you is also different than just feeling bad. Like, do you feel shitty? Does your body hurt? Does your throat hurt? Do you attract negative people to you? Are you in a place where somebody's always talking down to you? Just like in Chinese medicine, the character for qi is made of the radicals for air and food. We are what we breathe in and we are what we eat. So we are our environment. I had given the example before of walking into a room and right after someone had gotten in a fight and feeling the energy in there, you feel it. So it's going to transfer a little bit depending on how empathic you are, depending on how much you are able to receive energies. For some people who are really open, whether you understand it or not, one of the things that I like to do is do some kind of meditation before you leave the house. My aunt taught me one where you come through the heart and you give your heart space a color, and then you watch it as a visualization come out and shield you around and all about from the front and the back. And so that gives you a protection, but it also like allows your heart field energy to be shown out. When it's not something intensely spiritual, which there are practitioners who can help address that for you, curanderos, curanderas, Ifa tradition, so santeros, going to church, whatever your belief system is, and how that belief system is going to heal you. Everything's about belief. When I was a little girl, I was raised Catholic and in indigenous ways. Before we would go to bed, my mom would do like signs of the cross around our bed like that. And she told me if I woke up with nightmares that I could imagine the Virgen, the Sacred Mother in her blue, I could imagine her covering me and that she would keep me safe. So ever since I was a little girl, I believe that the Virgen keeps me safe. So if I'm ever in a situation like that, I can still do that visualization and it'll still feel like it's keeping me safe. So if it's not of some kind of a spiritual thing, where there's like these demonic or evil energies that come around, there's a lot of really hands-on things that we can do. So from a Chinese medicine perspective, depression or upsetness or sadness or anger, they all can be housed in the organs. So if it's like a negative anger energy, questions are, what are you angry at? Are you expressing it? Are you eating enough greens, enough things that detoxify? Are you eating toxic things? Are you substance abusing? They don't call alcohol spirits for no reason. Alcohol opens energies into different realms that then come through. If you've ever seen someone who's super drunk with their eyes glazed over, like they're not even there, it's because they're not, okay? So what are you taking into your body? Where are you going? What are you surrounding yourself with? Somebody who's very open to energies might get some energies that stick to them when they leave places. So trust your gut. Are you going to a place that it feels good to go? Does something say, I shouldn't go in there, and then you go in there anyway? These are signs. If you eat a lot of heavy, damp, phlegmy foods, they're going to weigh you down and make you feel lethargic. Like you don't want to do anything. So you're going to want to add a lot more vibrant foods into your diet. Bright colored things, fruits, vegetables. If you're not getting enough nutrients, you also can have that depressive energy. Like, I'm not doing enough. Or I'm doing too much. I'm not well fed. And how are you not being well fed? Are you well fed spiritually? Are you well fed emotionally? Are you well fed soul food wise? So some of the things, you can spend time with community that you love. Spend time with people that uplift you, that make you feel good, that enhance you. Are you in an abusive relationship? That's going to be an entity in itself. So when I'm talking about entities, we can go ahead and talk about spirits, but as a video I said before, the metaphysical is not all that metaphysical. It's not so meta. It's these inter-exchanges of energies that happen around you all the time that can take on their own vibration. You ever been into a really old building and they're like, oh, it's haunted, it just feels heavy in here? Was it an orphanage? Was it a place where a lot of torture happened? These things have energies and they stay, you know? That's why people invite people like me to go in and clear houses of energies, and that's not just spiritual, that's also physical. Like aromatic herbs, so burning sage or cedar or copal. These herbs that are antiviral, antibacterial, when you burn them, have been shown scientifically to kill up to 99% of bacteria in the air and on surfaces for up to 3 to 5 months. So it really does move energy. It clears space. Opening windows in buildings really helps. Opening windows after you get in a fight, open the window, clear the air. Once again, our language is going to be an indicator as to the nuances of energetics. When you say we have to clear the air, that's literal. Sometimes you have to clear the air. So you go into that old person's house with all the windows shut and it's dark, it's not going to feel great. You know, it's going to feel stagnant and stuck and dark. Okay? So I encourage you all to look at these different things. What else? Aromatic herbs are really great too in like in teas or in oils, essential oils. Citrus is a really great uplifter of spirit. Have you ever like peeled an orange or cut through a lemon and you're like, that's nice? It literally elevates the spirit. One of my teachers, when she smudges, it's the directive is to elevate the spirit and awaken the dormant conscious. It's all about opening, okay? It's about creating your own boundaries and creating your own reality. So when it comes to people having negative attitudes, like if you yourself have a negative attitude, that's going to affect you. And it gets kind of contentious about that, like, well, are you saying it's my fault? It's not necessarily your fault. Like, say if you come from an abusive background and somebody was always beating you, that sucks. And no, it's not your fault. But once you realize what the pathology is, emotional or otherwise, in yourself and where you come from, it is then your responsibility after awareness to shift it. It is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to shift it. And there are people who will help you, who can help you. You have to really allow yourself to tune in to what feels good. If it feels icky, it's not good for you. Okay? I'm going to say that again. If it feels icky, it's not good for you, because all kinds of industries in this world will try to convince you that, oh, that's okay. It's just procedure. No, if it doesn't make your stomach and your heart and your spirit feel good, double check it, triple check it, okay? Yeah, this is a big subject, and probably a lot of these things, Hida agrees, a lot of these things are going to trigger you and myself, and even a lot of these things I'm like, oh, should I have even said that? Because it's a lot, it's intense, but these are the things people come to me with, like negative energies, and really it's like, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? And how can you affect it? Look it up, find people, ask questions. As soon as you put a question, as soon as you put a prayer, a desire, a need into the consciousness, the universe will conspire to give you that. So how can you affect your own emotional being with your choices?